Good afternoon, YouTubers. This is Frank, and today I'm proud to present the M90 mini boombox. It finally arrived. We kickstarted this project back 2 years ago, it seems, and it is finally here and finally at my house. This is a great time for collectors and boombox collectors alike. We've been waiting for this for a long time. It was very well received 2 years ago when Replicate decided that they were going to launch this line of replica boomboxes. They're pretty well known for their replica arcades that they've been putting out, which I'm also a collector of. I really enjoy them. They went through great trouble to reproduce these things, and they've really knocked it out of the park with every single one of them. And I expect the same level of detail here with this M90 Mini. So we're going to do a side-by-side. I know that a few other YouTubers have already did a video review of this product outlining features and functions and everything. We're not going to do that today. We're just going to look at how much attention to detail they've actually put into this product, because it is just amazing. From what I've seen online so far and on YouTube from fellow YouTubers, it's just amazing. And I can't wait to get mine open to show you guys and outline some of the details and the great lengths they went through to make this thing happen. So stand by. All right, so we're gonna get this thing unboxed. And the first thing I just wanna pay attention to and let you guys be aware of is the attention to detail that actually went into this box. I mean, they have reproduced the original box with the exception of the fact that they have NewWave passed here. This is kind of a quality control label by NewWave Toys. There are some slight differences, but for the most part, this is what it looked like when you bought it brand new back in the 80s. Even down to the color of the tape that they used. This is the original color tape, original style tape that they used to close the box with. There is a video on YouTube from a gentleman that I just saw a couple of days ago that did an unboxing of an original one. It's quite amazing. I'll drop a link down below to his video where he goes ahead and unboxes and does a functionality test on a brand new old stock JVC M90, which I was blown away to see this. And I was also blown away to see the fact that all of the care they took in packaging with the original unit went into the packaging of the Replicate unit. I mean, down to the protective covering that they put on the plastic parts, the shiny plastic parts of the boombox, down to the big power label on the cassette door, and also the advertisement badge that goes on the right speaker. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing unboxed, and we're going to go ahead and check it out. I can't tell you how excited I am about this. This has been a long wait, but I think it's going to be well worth it. From what I've seen online, people are very excited about their units, and they come with all kinds of little goodies. Here you have a replica of the original service manual, a cassette tape, a mini cassette tape that actually goes into the radio, and some extra knobs. These extra knobs are just a little bit bigger. The knobs that are on the radio itself are to scale, and being at such a small scale, they're a little hard to get your fingers around. So they've went ahead and included these nice aluminum knobs that you can put over the smaller knobs to help tune this thing in and get your bass treble adjusted and your balance and all that. So there's a nice little gift that comes in there. A nice little cassette tape that you can put in there to display with it. And of course your service manual. It looks like a service manual, but this is indeed your operating instructions for the unit. So we're gonna go ahead and get this guy out of here. Get him out of the box. We made it a long journey to get to here, to sunny Southwest Florida. And so there's a carrying strap in the box as well. And finally, the actual boombox. It comes in this really cool neoprene carrying case. And also has a little handle at the top to tote it around with. And the carrying strap is actually for the carrying case. So it's got a little loops on either side, so you can put the carrying strap on it if you choose to carry it around that way when you're bringing it to an event or whatever. But yeah, this thing is really, really nicely put together. Just real quality stuff here. I'm gonna go ahead and unzip this thing. This is like Christmas. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this. Wow, this is amazing. So like I was saying before, if you watch the video that I'm going to link down below, the original unpacking of a new old stock JVC M90, you'll see that it looked exactly like this when it came out of the box. You had your protective plastic, which was the same exact color which what they provided here. And that to me, that really shows that the guys over at NewWave's Toys, they really care about being 100% accurate. Because this thing, it's amazing, let me tell you. Let me peel this protective plastic off of here. As you'll notice, it looks identical to the original. I mean, in every way. I chose to get the blue speaker variant. The original did have options of blue speakers or a grayish, blackish color speaker, which is what my original one is. And another slight variance between the original models is the VU meters. The VU meters on certain models were a lighter color red. They were almost an orange color. Here they decided to go with the red color on the VU meters. If you'll notice right here, I don't know if the camera picks it up very well, but the VU meters up at the peak level there are indicated in red. Man, this thing is just amazing. Look at this. They've got some nice rubber pads at the bottom to protect whatever surface you're going to put it on. It has every single knob and switch that the original one had. Some of these are functional, some of them are not. These four are functional. You've got your volume knob here, which is all the way up, which is how they probably expect you to listen to it. Your balance knob, your treble knob, and your bass knob for your adjustment for bass and treble. And I know now why they included those little knurled aluminum knobs, because these are really, really hard to get a hold of. And to be honest with you, they feel really good when you turn them. They turn nice and smoothly. You've got your tuner dial here, which also turns nice and smoothly. Yeah, this thing looks just like the original, with the exception of the branding, of course. I'm not sure if they got the licensing from JVC or not to reproduce the actual badge that says JVC, so they put an M90 there in lieu of that, which is just fine by me. I mean, we all know what it is. It's a JVC M90. It's the king of the boomboxes. It's the one that's well sought after by any and every boombox collector out there. This is the one to have. If you were to try to purchase a real one, even on the used market through eBay or whatever, you're looking to pay anywhere from $1,700 to up to, I've seen them go for $5,000. In fact, there's a boxed unit right now selling out of Europe that is priced at about $13,000 to $14,000, which is wild. It's just wild to see that these radios that used to cost like $300 or $400 go up in price all the way up to the thousands of dollars. So yeah, let's look at some of the other features here. You've got the carry handle, which is identical to the carry handle on the original unit. You've got this little tag here. This is M90 Mini. On the original, it did have a tag like this as well. I didn't say M90 Mini, obviously, but it did have an advertisement tag on the original box. And just the great attention to detail here. I mean, these guys just knocked it out of the park. The cassette door actually opens when you press the eject button. That comes down nice and slow. Now you'll notice that when you open the original one, it opens nice and slow. It doesn't open quite as wide. I'm not sure why they did that, but it should open to about there. And I'm not sure if it was just an engineering thing and they couldn't get that to happen, but the dampening is definitely there. It works as it should. And that allows you to take and put this neat little Replicade cassette tape in there for safekeeping. I'm gonna take mine out of the package here and take a look at it real quick. It's got a real cassette case tape. This thing is so neat. And yeah, that's cool. It's even got labels if you want to label your cassette tape before you put it in there. This is a replica of a, I believe, a Memorex, and I think they put Memo Hex instead for some reason. I guess the licensing again would not allow them to use the name. So, and the real M90, the cassette tape would be face down like that. Let's see if they followed suit with this one. They sure did, and there it is. There it is. Looking great. This thing's got a tape counter, and the numbers are actually on there. If you look at the numbers on the tape counter, it's not a functional tape counter, of course, but I think it's kind of cool that they included that. And I mean, you look at it, it looks like a real tape counter. It really does. And all the buttons for the music scan features are here. The reset for the tape counter. On the real Boombox, you have rewind, play, stop, record, fast forward, pause, and mute. On the replicate version, which is a variable, that definitely shows a little bit of a difference in how this is designed compared to the original. You have a power button here, which I don't know why they didn't make that the power button, because that's the power button on the original one. But they decided to put the power button here. You've got a mode button here, play, pause button here, previous track, next track. So I guess you can actually manipulate your mini disc, or I should say micro SD card that's available as a port in the back of this. You can put a mini SD card in it right at the back here. So that forward and back would allow you to track forward and track back between the files. Or I believe if you're controlling your phone via Bluetooth as well with those two buttons via Bluetooth. We'll see if that's the case. But look at this. This has got telescoping antennas, both left and right, which is pretty amazing that they were able to make these antennas telescope on such a small boombox. I believe the M90 Micro is the same way. You have a telescoping rabbit ear antennas with that unit as well, which is exactly the way the original was. You have telescoping antennas on the back of this one, the same way. You got rabbit ear antennas. I'm gonna flip the original one back so you can see the back side of it and how it compares. As you can see, the battery door is in place where it should be. The battery door on the Mini, of course, is not for battery storage. It is for your, it's for maybe your Mini USB cable, or maybe you can stash the remote control that comes with it. This also came with the original M90. It was a way to control your tape mechanism if you chose to use it. They packaged these with the original ones as well. It looks basically the same with the exception of the 3.8 millimeter stereo connection on the plug. Of course, they would not be able to replicate a DIN connection, which is on the original one. That would be probably pretty difficult to do. But here's a remote connection on the original one. It is a DIN style connector, whereas this one is your mini connector here, which I think that's just awesome that they even went through that level of detail to bring you something that looks identical to the original, down to the stainless trim on the top, the shiny chrome down at the bottom. All the colors are correct so far as the tuner dial is concerned. You have a red stripe that goes across with white stripes flanking both top and bottom. You've got functional radio and or power and FM tuning lights that actually work. Your little replica microphones here and there, which on the original one actually worked. You can actually press record and record your own voice if you chose to in stereo, because there were two microphones. So yeah, I mean, this is an incredible piece of kit. I'm thoroughly impressed. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this thing on and get some tunes going through it. All right, so I got the M90 Mini paired up with my iPad here, have selected some copyright-free music. Hopefully we won't get a copyright strike. And so I'm gonna go ahead and hit play on here. And we got music. So I wanted to see if the remote control would actually control the device that's outputting the music via Bluetooth, to see if we can actually control the device as well as listen to music through it. So you've got your Q forward and back buttons. If I press Q forward, that should indeed skip the track, and it does. That's pretty cool, pretty amazing. Once you press the skip button, it will skip to the next video. And of course, we've got advertisements going on as usual. So yeah, that is the Bluetooth feature. Now we have a mode button on here as well that I guess switches you between Bluetooth. Gives you a really cool sound there. Now it looks like we're on radio. So we're gonna try to tune something in here. Oh, that's really great. Tuner's very sensitive. It locks in stations pretty quickly, and as you'll notice, the stereo light lights up when you're tuned in. So that works really great. Works really, really great. And I don't even have the antennas extended right now. I'm picking up all kinds of stations. Play pause button also works to play pause radio, which is pretty cool. It's not going to pause the music, of course, but it'll kind of mute the music as you're pressing it. Mode button, I will press it again. And I believe that brings us to the auxiliary input feature. If I think I'm correct, let me see here if I play a video now, if anything happens. Now right now it's coming through there, so that tells me that we're on the auxiliary input right now. If I press mode again, that should cycle back to Bluetooth, and we'll see if she gets connected. Yep, gets connected, not a problem. Yeah, so I gotta say, I wasn't expecting a whole lot, but I'll tell you what, this thing has got some impressive sound. It's probably just as good, if not better, than most Bluetooth, quality Bluetooth speakers on the market. I've also got an Alltech Lansing Bluetooth speaker that sounds quite great for its size, and I'll tell you, this thing sounds every bit as nice as that one. They didn't skimp in that department. It sounds as good as it looks. It sounds. And that's the side of the unit where your power cord would actually be. So yeah, they've knocked it out of the park, to be quite honest with you. I mean, every little detail. There's where your power cord would go into on the original unit, and they've located it in the same exact spot there. The other side is just plain, and so is this. They basically look pretty identical to each other, even the back. I mean, these are screw holes to where the original screws were to disassemble the unit. They've located the screws in the same exact locations. You've got an auxiliary input on the back. You've got a USB-C for charging, and you've got additional USB-A ports to go ahead and charge your cell phone or your iPad or whatever it is you need to charge, and your micro SD card slot. And I'll tell you, this thing, I am really, really happy. It was well worth the wait. I'm glad it's finally here, and I look forward to future installments of the Replicate line of Boombox products. Now that this one's here, they've got this one nailed down, it should be that much easier for them to produce the next one, and I'm excited to see what they come up with next. They are always surprising us and always turning out a wonderful product. I have nothing but good things to say about this M90 Mini, and I'm looking forward to future installments. And with that said, you guys have a great day. Enjoy. I hope you liked my video. If you did, make sure and mash that like button and subscribe button for future videos. I'm going to try to start doing more reviews here. As of lately, I've just been really busy with work, and life gets in the way. I don't do YouTube for a living. I don't do it to make money. I enjoy sharing my hobbies, and I'll be sure and try and come out with some content that may be of interest to you guys. So with that said, have a great day and happy boombox hunting.